Okay, you're watching and listening to the Fat BIDIN Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan AZLEE.
And I'm SHERIL.
And as usual, every week we watch a local film and we review it. And this time around, we're going to watch a local film.
Gol Gincu 2.
Gol Gincu 2. Okay, so we have watched Gol Gincu 2.
Yes.
Okay, so Gol Gincu 2. Do you want to tell us what the film's about?
So
It's a sequel from Gol Gincu.
Yeah.
From the first one.
You're just assuming everybody saw the first one.
Yeah, it was. The first one was in 2005.
Yeah.
Directed by Bernard Chorley.
Yes.
Yeah. The acting was by Sasi Falak, Fazura, Ashraf Sinclair, I think Pierre Andre and all that. Yeah. So it was about a bunch of girls who entered a futsal competition and showed their journey lah. It was a very feminist, women power, girl power kind of movie at that time.
So Gol Gincu 2 is also a little bit like that.
Yeah.
But it's more to the times lah, I suppose. Yeah. So it's about these two girls who are very different in personality. So one is a social media influencer, Yaya, played by Umi Nazira. And
wow,
then
you remember her name.
She meets see, we read your comments, people. And then she meets a sort of mature student who's
rich.
Basically starts off a little bit problematic lah. Like her mother is always abandoning her, no time for her, so gives her a lot of money.
Yeah, gives her a lot of money. And she's been jumping from one college to another.
But she's rich, but she also has her own like fashion blog where she like revamps clothes and sells them.
So online. She does make money also lah.
Yeah, so she's like problematic lah, gononia, trouble, misunderstood. And she's played by Diana Daniel, who looks like a very young Suri Kempe. And I am
Sophia Jane.
Down for that, like so hard. Suri, I thought of you the whole time, okay? If you ever see this, yeah.
Diana Daniel.
Anyway,
call.
Yeah, so what? Okay, so basically that's they meet in Help University, and
where I used to teach many years ago.
And they don't get along at first. They're roommates, and they get into a fight that is obviously, because it's 2018, is viraled on the internet. And now as punishment, they have to go to a charity home and
help these people out,
charity work to redeem themselves.
Basically community service lah.
Yeah, so they pick Rumah 3R, which is a teen safe house.
3R, get it? Red.
Yeah, we got it.
Because the producers are Redcom, they produced a TV show called 3R many years ago. So I wish I used to play the boyfriend of Tini. Hey Tini, what's up?
He had a crush on. Oh, whoops!
You're not supposed to tell Tini I had a crush on her when we were friends in Subang together with Labok and Chepe and Emma. But anyway. Yeah, you're married now. Nobody cares. Yeah.
Tini's got a life too.
So I used to play her boyfriend on 3R.
I'm sure she's done much better since. Anyway,
hi Tini.
Anyway, so this teen safe house is run by Sharifah Awani, and there are a bunch of girls. Yeah, Kak Gigi played by Sharifah Awani, and there are a bunch of girls in there who are young, up and coming actresses.
And social media
influencers.
But their characters on the show?
And their characters are all, they have their own individual problems. So one is like a gangster who has anger management issues, who was abandoned as a child. One is a shoplifter who was sexually abused, implied to be sexually abused as a child, because we still don't talk about those things on camera.
And a single pregnant
teenager who we're not really sure if she was raped or if she
was with a boyfriend who left her.
And her boyfriend is kind of an asshole as portrayed in the show. So basically, this bunch of girls have become family lah to each other. So some of them stay there, some of them don't. The ones that don't also like spend a lot of their time there because, you know, their family, they come from troubled backgrounds. Like one, her father is a drug addict because she comes from a poor family and her father has to drive the lorry late at night and thus has become a drug addict. One, Fleur lives in a one-room house with 7 other siblings. So this is basically where they gather lah, and it's, you know, home.
Yeah, and they find it they find it very difficult to make ends meet.
Yeah, and they can't keep it's not sustainable to keep the house running because, you know, they are not funded by magic and they're not a social enterprise. Oops. Anyway,
yeah. So this
lots
is
of
the
digs in
this is the journey of these girls coming together to help the.
So it's about it's about how these girls overcome their differences and their own personal problems to help what is perceived to be a greater cause, which is this Rumah 3R. And it's also teaching the girls about it's very I think it's a little bit othering in the sense that they show you how first world people, other underprivileged people. So like when the girls go in, they said, you know, so the futsal element that, you know, is homage to the first Gol Gincu is that they join a futsal tournament and they get Sazi Falak to come and coach them.
Yes.
Okay.
And there are many cameos.
Yeah, so there are many cameos.
There's Tini. There's Shamil Osman, who's a director for Redcom.
Yeah. So basically, that's the core of the story, right? But as they're going through the futsal tournament, something happens, and the girls get angry at these 2 Fleurs, the uni Fleurs, Diana, Daniel, and Umi Nazira.
And so on and so
they get
forth,
angry at them, and then Sazi Falak sort of tells them, oh, you know, you need to get to know them a little bit better because, you know, you need to care about who they are and so on and so forth, and then thus growth, you know?
Yeah.
So basically, like, don't be so first world and just think about what the hell you need. You also must think about all these other people also lah.
Yep.
Yeah, so like that. And then, so basically that's the film. You can watch the whole film and find out
so
what did you think?
First of all, it's a full disclosure. First of all, it's full disclosure. Redcom
are our friends. So we knew a lot of people on it, in it, behind it.
Redcom is the production company who made the film. And Lina is a great person.
Yes.
Gave me my start in my career, more or less.
Jimmy
and a lot of people,
is also a great person.
Yeah,
We like her very much.
A lot of people my generation got their start because Redcom at that time in the early 2000s.
You're making Lina feel old. Stop
no, it's true. Gave a lot of opportunities to younger directors and filmmakers and all that to work. Okay, with that being said, now we have to review the film.
Because we are biased, we are not biased.
We're not biased, so we want to say
always,
that. We love Redcom. They're great people.
Lina,
they make great
Jamie,
content.
And everybody there is great. So, film.
But this film, right? Okay, I saw Gol Gincu, the first one, when it first came out.
So did I, yes.
I liked it. I really liked the film. Now, this one, I didn't like it. But there's a bit of a difference because the first one, although it had a girl power theme,
I think you should not be making comparisons.
Okay, sure, it's not. Okay. But maybe the timing of when the films were made maybe determine how the narrative was to appeal to the audience of the times. The first film, although it was for girl power, it was directed by Bernard Cholly, who is a guy. The sequel, they decided to make it for the sequel, they decided to actually make a conscious effort to give a woman the opportunity to direct this film. Because it's supposed to be a feminist film. Yeah. So I thought that was a good move.
Yes.
So basically, everybody who ran the film were like women lah, you know, telling women's stories.
Yes.
So which is I think quite good. Yeah, but I didn't like the film.
Women director, women's stories.
Yeah, and I didn't like the film lah.
Why not?
Especially the first half because they had a lot of annoying elements to it which I didn't like. Like the characters were annoying. I don't know if young people are like that now, or were they already like that before? But because I was a part of them and I felt it was like that, right? Because I don't know, there were a lot of social media graphics. Because people are texting and all these graphics were coming out, things like that annoyed me. It irritated me. It could be a generational thing, right? Yeah, it's so annoying with ping, pong, and WhatsApp buzzers and all that, right? It was just so bloody annoying to me. And you know, everybody's just going around like that throughout the whole film. Yeah, and it was so annoying. The way they talk also was very annoying for me. Shall I go on? Then later you put in your 2 cents, right?
Yeah. That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay, so I also thought that there was not much character development. You don't understand why these people are the way they are, like Diana Daniel's character, and Yaya, the character, their characters. Okay, you get a little bit of the background, but you don't see much motivation for how they switch behaviors. They were very apathetic and they were very self-absorbed, and then suddenly one day at the charity house, where there's no motivation for them to change, suddenly they change. Things like that, you know. And especially the first half of the film, it was just like a hodgepodge of montage shots of them going through college and doing things without really having a natural narrative flow. Only in the second half, when they start connecting with the residents of the house, the home, and then slowly they started developing like emotional ties with them. Slowly we started to feel the emotions, but that came a little bit too late for me. And also it came at a point where which to me was not very organic. Because it's a film, you look at these characters, I had expected that the context for these characters and their personalities, their behavior all would come out in the show, through their behavior and everything. But no, it needed like an explanation where everybody sat down to talk about everybody else.
Yeah.
You know, so that didn't quite work for me. Like, it came a little bit too late. If they had done that earlier, throughout, it would have been all right for me. You know. Yeah. What do you have to add, or what do you have to counter, or your thoughts?
Well, I didn't feel like they were annoying because of the social media elements. I kind of liked that because I thought that it sped up. No, I felt like it sped up the plot of the film much faster. And it wasn't it wasn't so like dialogue heavy for me. But you know, I think if it's a film in 2018 that's supposed to appeal to young people, their attention spans are short.
Yeah.
And that is an effective way of them grasping the plot, right? But like you said, it's still very hodgepodge, very clumpy. They started off a bit too strong in their need to introduce the two characters as two very specific polars, like different characters. So they were really heavy on emphasizing that. And okay, yeah, I get that that is very it's very crucial to the development of the story, but there are subtler ways of doing it, because they kind of like went a bit over, in the sense that the characters were over and the acting was over also.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's the actress's fault, because later on in the film, when their character also develops and they develop with the character, they don't act like that anymore. They act slightly better than in the beginning, because at the beginning it was just so two-dimensional, generic, I will be this stereotype type of character. Like, I'm misunderstood and I'm problematic, and thus I am just like, you know, fuck everybody. And that is just so like over, in the sense that, you know, I will confront anything in my way and I will be rude to anybody and I will just like sepakan my bilik and whatever. And then the other girl is like, you know, I'm a social media influencer, so I have to be like super positive and like, oh my god, yay, blah blah blah. Why do you have to be so negative? And, you know, like, yeah, it was just very over at the beginning. They only started getting humanized after, and it's a very clear point where everything sort of gets better and everything changes. It's where Sazi Falak sort of schools them all.
That was what I meant,
yeah,
you know what I mean?
And so it was very, like Zan said, it's not organic, the character development, and it wasn't very, it was very, if I can pinpoint exactly where your characters switch, it's not a flow of a story you know. It was very clear when we got into the second act and so on and so forth. That's the other thing I also have. The other problem that I also have with it was that I get that the futsal element was supposed to be an homage to Gol Gincu, but yet you guys wanted to tell a sort of different story, right? But the build-up of the first half of the film, and also some of the second half of the film, was that they were going for a futsal tournament and they had to win because they needed to raise money and everything, right? Yeah, cool, adding in the twist of the twist. But the problem is that you built up so much to that when that wasn't the resolution that happened in the film. It was actually the climax, and then when the resolution of the film was something completely different entirely, that had no build up to it, and it was very like I don't know how this I couldn't feel the full effect of that resolution, and I couldn't really feel that triumph and that success that they had at the end, because there was no build up to it. It just literally suddenly happened. Like, oh, this futsal tournament didn't work out, we're gonna do this thing now, and then there's a song and a bunch of montages of things, and then suddenly everything's great. Yay!
That's why I said no motivation for the switches.
But how? But how?
Yeah.
And everything gets resolved very quickly. Like, you guys basically just wanted to finish the film or what? Like, it's like, hey, there's suddenly footage that will help absolve these two flirts. Hey, suddenly this villain develops a conscience. Hey, suddenly we've got models helping us out now. Hey, it's all great now. So yeah lah. Basically, I think continuity and flow was a big issue with the film. But I liked what they were trying to do with it. I think
talking about these issues was great.
Yeah, it was a great attempt at showing what kind of problems NGOs have. I work with an NGO personally, and funding is always a problem. In fact, most of our funding doesn't even come locally because of the type of NGO that we are and the people that we help. So it is true that marginalized safe houses and shelter homes and community-based organizations do not get financial support from literally anybody, which is why I made the dig at Magic, because, you know, they claim to help social enterprises, but, you know, like most of their money goes to social enterprises.
Startups.
Yeah. Social enterprises also, they have like a thing. Anyway, but it doesn't really help the communities that are affected, you know. So the money doesn't really go where it needs to go lah. I like that it wasn't trying to be overly woke AF. It was nice to have a generation of like Sharifah Amani and Sazi, slightly older female mentors to sort of guide these younger flirts
and not be so woke,
because they were being very urban and very first world at the beginning. To each other and to the girls themselves. So it was good that there was a Sazi's character as a catalyst to tell them, get your head out of your asses and like look at what's actually the issue. It's basically the core ideologies and the sentiment behind it was great. I appreciated that a lot. I thought that was wonderful. It was very feminist in spirit, and I like that there were no romances. And there was really
a lot of friendship.
No male savior towards the end of it.
But there was a middle class, upper class come and save the less privileged tone to it. There was.
But, it shows you the difference of when it's looked through a male lens and not like, you know. The guys in this were really quite minor characters, even though they appeared quite often. And the way they are portrayed also is not in a way where they are out to save the girls, you know. They are supporting characters and they play it as such, and I appreciated that very much in Malaysian cinema, considering, you know, we're still normalizing rape in local films sometimes. So that was nice to watch. However, execution could have been better. That's all I have to say.
I forgot to mention one thing which I mentioned to you after the movie ended, was that performance of the actors I felt was horrible. None of them acted well. Only two people I thought acted well, and these were cameo roles: Shamil and Lina.
Just saying that because Lina's your friend.
No, but
you couldn't even see her eyes.
Yeah, but she's there. Hey, you ride bicycle, okay, great.
She was basically just being Lina.
Yeah, so it was natural. And there's Shamil.
Because she's not acting.
And there's Shamil, who's acting as the organizer of one of the main chief organizers of the competition, futsal tournament. And everybody else was just they look so fake lah. I don't know, their performance was almost cringy lah. I cringed lah, looking at all their performances. Yeah.
I was okay to forgive that because apart from Sharifah Amani and Sazi, which I thought were, you know, just Sharifah Amani and Sazi, everybody else was kind of young, and they're kind of new.
That's no excuse for not being good.
To the screen, and I thought Diana Danielle had matured a lot more than when I saw her in Hanyut. Maybe she's got better direction. She definitely has a better character now lah, thank God. I've never seen Umi Nazira in anything, so I can't really say, but they did carry out the character development well lah. Maybe they didn't execute
there was not good character development.
The characters did develop though.
Yeah, but very unorganic.
Yeah, I know, but they still carried it okay lah. I mean, it was okay lah. Maybe it could have been better. Of course, it could have been better, but
definitely could have been. This is something we disagree on lah. I
don't disagree. I'm just not so hard pressed on penalizing them on acting performances because they are all, in my opinion, still very raw. That's all.
Then maybe they should start acting out in TV serials first. Like who's that guy? The Indian director Ganapathy Williams.
PGW.
We advise him to make short films first. So these actors who don't know how to act yet, make their short videos first on Insta Story or something. Okay, so that's it. Would you tell people to go and watch the film?
Sure. Support our friends. We like our friends.
I'm half lah. Go watch so can, don't go watch so never mind.
Just go watch it to support our friends.
No, we don't want to promote a culture where we just support local products just because it's local products, even though it's
well, no, come on. I think it's an effort. It's an effort ideology wise.
Yes, yeah,
in the right direction.
In the right direction. So maybe that's something we should support.
It's not great, but go watch it anyway because it's trying to tell you something different.
If
true. Not, you're just going to always see the same rape jokes, the same male, chauvinistic, misogynistic type of films, and those are the ones that are going to be called local Malaysian films. And I don't want those. I don't want that to be the thing. Here's something that's adding to the narrative of Malaysian film, and so yeah, you should still go watch it. It's not perfect. It's not great either, but it's trying, and I award that effort by telling people to please go to watch it. Don't expect like, you know, Wonder Woman or like, you know, The Help or something, but it's a step in the right direction ideology wise, and I appreciate that. I commend the effort. So go watch it because of that lah. Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's it. What do you have anything to say about it? You can comment, right? Or tell us, ask us questions, criticize us, whatever. I'm kind of enjoying this because whenever we shoot and we're doing it standing up, I play basketball, and when I play basketball, I'm always the shortest. But when we shoot standing up, I kind of feel like, hey, I'm not so short anymore. But you've been watching and listening to the... Oh, wait. Follow us on all our social media platforms at FatBidin, or go to fatbidin.com to get everything. Subscribe to this channel. You've been watching and listening to the FatBidin Film Club. I'm assuming I'm Zan AZLEE.
And I'm SHERIL.